SAFE supports different question types, both objective as well as subjective. We will look at the various supported question types in this video. For this, I have chosen a quiz where I have pre-populated various types of questions so that it is easy to explain. We have already seen this first type, the simplest one, where you have multiple choices given to the student and only one of the choices is correct. So this we call as a single correct answer with multiple choice. Here is another example of the same category. The next multiple choice question you can have of a slightly different type is one where the student can select multiple options and the correct set of options have to be chosen in order to be given full marks. So in this example, what are the square roots of 4? The question says choose all correct options. So only if the student chooses 2 as well as -2, he or she is given the marks for this question. The next question type is a numeric answer type, where the expected answer the student can type is a numeric answer, it's a number. So for example, in this question the student is asked the value of this infinite sum. The answer is a range. If the student answers any numeric value between this 0.88 and 0.89, he or she is given the correct marks, which is 2.5 marks for this question. So this question also illustrates that you can use equations within a question. In the numeric type, if you want to give a question where you expect an exact answer, so for example, let's say you want only 0.88 as answer in this, then you can have the lower value as well as upper value to be the same, and it will enforce that only those who give that exact numeric value will get the marks for that question. After this, we have fill in the blanks question type, whereby a specific short text is expected as the correct answer. This question type also illustrates the use of images as part of a question. So only if the student types this exact answer, the marks are given for this question. The next feature in this context is not actually a new question type, but a feature of question group. To explain this, recall that in the quiz settings, we have the feature of randomizing question order. So sometimes in a question paper, you want a set of questions to appear as a group, even with randomization. So for that, you can use this question group feature. So for example, in this question group, it is group number 6. We have question 6.1, which is the first part of this question, and question 6.2. So even if randomization is turned on in the quiz settings, for some students it will appear as, let's say, 2.1 and 2.2. For some other students it may appear as 4.1 and 4.2 and so on. So as a group, this set of questions is randomized. However, these two questions, part 1 and part 2 of the same question group, will appear together. Moving on, in this example, next we have a fill in the blanks type where you can specify a list of possible answers. So for example, what is the capital of India? You may want to give marks for a student who answers New Delhi as well as for students who answer as Delhi. So both these are specified as correct answers separated by a comma. The next variation in fill in the blanks, you can have a fill in the blanks where you have multiple blanks in the same question. That is this. So possible answers for blank 1, marks for blank 1, possible answers for blank 2 and marks for blank 2. So you can specify all of those in this multiple blanks per fill in the blanks question type. One more example in the same category with 2 blanks. And then finally, we have the support for subjective questions, whereby you ask the student to answer in a paper like a regular exam. However, the student will finally take a snap of the answer and submit. So for example, in this question, the student is asked to draw a particular diagram and click a picture of it to submit the answer. So we can see how it works from the student interface also shortly. So let me now show you how all these question types look from a student's perspective. For this, let me first ensure the quiz settings. Let me increase the time duration to, let's say, 3 minutes. I will retain these. Let's put negative marks as -1. So a wrong answer will get -1 marks. Show marks at end, show answers at end. Randomize questions, randomize options. Save it. Now I can go to run quiz, publish it. On publishing, it will be visible to the students. So click here. So this is the quiz which you can download. When student tries to start, it's going to ask for decryption password. So for which you have to depend on the instructor. Instructor will start the quiz. Decryption password is this, BYWX. Instructor announces. Student types it in, starts the quiz. So you see here that the question order is all jumbled up. Okay, the student can get a bird's eye view of all the questions by using this navigation screen. Okay, in this particular case, I'm looking for this question group. Yeah, so question group has gotten jumbled to position number 9. However, you see that the questions within the question group are appearing together. So if I go here, 9A is a triangle question and 9B appears together. Okay, so let me now go to the navigation again and look for the question on image answer type. Okay, so here it is asking the student to write the answer on paper and take a snap to submit. Okay, so for this, click the camera. So now I have written the answer on a piece of paper. This is the student's answer. You take a picture. Don't bother about the orientation. Click done. And it is saved for submission. Okay, so let's look at the other question types now. So this is the set correct, where you have to choose all the correct options. Let me say I choose 2 and also 1 wrong option. You will see that the student will get negative marks for this, -1, because the answer is wrong. Because we have enabled negative marks in this quiz. Okay, so this is the fill in the blanks. So the student knows the answer for this. Okay, this we have answered. Let's say the student enters here correct answer but is unsure, wants to clear the answer, because otherwise if the answer is wrong, the student may get negative marks. So if you want to clear the answer, you can choose this clear options. So it will clear it. You see here that the timer is running out. When the timer runs out to 0 seconds, it will auto submit even if the student has not completed the entire question paper. Okay, so it's going to auto submit now. This is another feature of SAFE which ensures that all students get exact same amount of time. So the submission is done. Let's now see from the instructor side. Go to the submissions. You can see here for each question, most of the questions are unanswered, of course. Okay, so see here that this student has gotten -1 marks because we chose negative marking and the student gave the wrong set of options. So you see here that the student here, even though attempted 0.888 initially, was unsure, cleared the answer, so you get 0 marks. So for this, it's the correct answer, so I have 1.5 marks. Okay, and so on. And here is the image corresponding to the answer which was submitted by the student. So this is how the various question types work. in SAFE. The image answer type can be graded using manual grading, that we will show in a separate video. Next, let me show you this feature of question categories in SAFE. So in the list of questions, you see here that there is something called the question category. So question category is nothing but a short description of what category this question belongs to. You can give whatever category you want. So for example, this question is named as easy category. This is named as medium. You can also name your categories based on subject or chapter. So here, for example, this category is math, this category is history, and so on. So let me now use this quiz to illustrate the use of categories. So for this, I am going to edit this question and give it a category. Let's say GK. I will save it. Let me now change the category for this to also be GK. Okay, save it and then leave the rest as it is. So done editing. I am going to run the same quiz again. So let me now run this. Before running it, I need to go to quiz settings. Let me just shorten the duration since it's just a demo. Importantly, I need to specify this category. So for each category of question, how many questions I want. So I'm just going to give, let's say, GK one question and math one question, and that's it. Okay, so let me now save this. So what will happen is each student will get one question randomly from the set of questions under category GK and one question from the set of questions with category math. So let's see that happening. Let me now go to run quiz. The previously run instance, I had deleted it, so that's why you see it empty here. I'm going to publish it again. Now go to the student side, download it, start, wait for the password to be announced by the instructor, GVRC, start it. You see only two questions. Okay, so for this student, this particular GK question was chosen and this particular math question was chosen. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you. Of course, while using question categories, one has to be careful because this is actually an example which shows a mistake done by the teacher. So for example, one GK question is 1 mark, whereas another GK question is 2 marks. This is not right because some students may get this GK question for 1 mark, other students may get this GK question for 2 marks. So for proper use of categories, all questions of the same category must be of the same number of marks. So let me show you a proper example which we actually used for a real exam. So we conducted a C and C++ exam. Ignore the content of the question. So just pay attention to the category here. So you see here that we have, this is of category var. So the categories here are named after the topic, the particular topic being tested in the C++ programming language. So this is var. There are 2 questions of category var, 2 questions of category keyword, 2 questions of category var scope. You see here var scope, okay, and so on. So there were a total of 30 questions of 15 different categories, each category having 2 questions. And in the quiz settings, when we conducted it, this is what we had. So you see here, 1 question chosen from each of the different 15 categories. Okay, so that is how you can use question categories in SAFE.